Okay, we back. All right, all right, all right. Now, let's see. Let's see if people start returning. Let's see. We're gonna do a little test. All right, we did test, and we're opening up. All right, let's see if we refresh this. All right. Okay. I think we're good. I think we're good. All right, are we back now? Hello, hello. Well, welcome in. Okay. The settings seem to have fixed themselves. The error is gone. Welcome back, Will. Appreciate you stopping back. Let me make sure I'm here. Test, test. All right, cool. I think we're good. Yeah, I think we're good. All right, well, appreciate you stopping in. All right, let us see. Let's see something. All right, so we were ranking Thundercat naps. Hey, welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in. I was having issues with the stream earlier, and as a result, I had to cancel part of the stream. But we're back. We're finishing up the second half of the Paramecia tier list. I know you haven't seen or experienced a bunch of these devil fruits, but that's okay because mild spoilers over here. We are talking about the devil fruit itself, not just the user per se, but you can stick around and hear everything we're talking about. But yeah, here's hoping you're having a good day and everything's going well. And we are back here exclusively on YouTube because when I try to do dual output, it has issues. So, up next, we are talking about Baby 5. I feel like Baby 5 is pretty fire devil fruit. Baby 5 pretty much has the arsenal. Please use a keyframe frequency of 4 seconds or less. Currently, keyframes are not being sent off enough, which can cause buffering. Bro, every time I try to change a setting to fix something, something else goes awry. I'm not seeing any issues right now, so we're going to rock out with it. But Baby 5 has the arsenal, allowing her to turn into or become literally any weapon she wants. From a scythe to a machine gun leg to a sword arm to turning herself into a nuke and flying around. Honestly, it's a top tier power. The character that has it, not so much. At the end of the day, Baby 5 has trauma and a bunch of other issues along with them. But honestly, having the ability to have every single weapon you want, it's top tier. Honestly, really is. Being able to have any weapon, being able to become a bomb. Did I just start the stream? Caleb, welcome in. And LXMM9, welcome in. I started it at first. I was only streaming vertically, horizontally. I thought I was only streaming horizontally, not vertically, so it wouldn't have popped up on the other feed. But this is technically the third stream, so this is the part 2 of it. But yeah, welcome in, guys. But I'm definitely gonna place. I don't know if you guys can see. Actually, hold on. I'm gonna try something in the chat to see if vertical people can vote as well. We're gonna start a poll right here to see if we can rank Baby 5 Devil Fruit. What's good, Bryce? Welcome in. Welcome in. Right here, we are ranking the Paramecia Devil Fruits, you know, as they go. We've done the tier list up there. If you have any questions, concerns about any of the placements, let us know. Mind you, we are talking about the devil fruit, not the user. We're talking about how powerful, how awesome the devil fruit itself is, not the user. Keep it 100. I see you, Royal. I see you. Personally, having every devil fruit at your, every weapon at your fingertips is simply invaluable. Being able to switch up for whatever the need is, that's just tough. I don't know if y'all can vote in this zone or not. I think it might only be for the other ones because I'm only seeing you right here. I'm only seeing that John. All right, you know what? We're gonna put this in the A tier because right now that's the only vote going over there. If y'all want to put anything out there, put it in the chat. That's all fine. But after that, we're going to go. You know what? Let's talk about Kid. Let's talk about Kid. Listen, Eustace Kid ate the magnet fruit, which for all intents and purposes makes him Magneto. All right, well, be right back. Makes him Magneto. You can control and disrupt magnetic forces. We've seen him use this for a myriad of ways. Traditionally, though, he's only used it one time to fly. One time. He uses yawn one time to fly. What is wrong with Bull? Why use it one time to fly? You mean it is what it is. Great Ghost, welcome in, big nerd. You know how you're talking One Piece talk. Gotta be nerdy about it. But being able to fly is one thing. Being able to create a ray gun that's enough to level an entire fleet with a single attack is tough. Being able to create constructs out of scraps, creating prosthetics, and all of that. This devil fruit is incredibly destructive. There was a notification sound from something that I can't see. Whatever happened? What notification did I miss? What is going on? Oh, Bryce has subscribed. Bryce, appreciate you subbing to the channel. Why did I get notified anywhere? I don't know, but I appreciate you subbing to the channel. So, oh, there it is. Bro, these delayed notifications. Listen, Bryce, I appreciate you subscribing though. So, this devil fruit to me is honestly low S tier or A tier based off of the strength alone. But I'm gonna say, let me see. We got here Adelaide. Hello, hello. Welcome in, welcome in. Let's say back. Kids would be A tier, S tier for a different user. Honestly, I don't have an argument for either S or A, but the raw power of this devil fruit, the ability that you can fly with it, you can repel attacks, and in an area where everyone uses weaponry, which are commonly used through metal, meaning you can manipulate or disrupt or disarm entire armies with your power, is crazy. So I'm gonna put Kid's devil fruit, not Kid himself. I'm gonna put Kid's devil fruit in the S tier. But I appreciate you all stopping by, or whether you're vertical or horizontal. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I'm seeing I'm having some other settings I need to tweak, but I'm learning, guys. I'm just starting into streaming. I'll be streaming every Sunday, so expect something. Earlier, we did a recap discussing some of chapter 1171. If you guys haven't read that, I recommend you do so. It showed Loki Unchained. That's all I'm saying. Loki is free. They released the beast. Dobby is a free elf now. We all good. You are Sigma. I'm gonna keep it on it. My name's Keem. I don't know who Sigma is. But Anna, appreciate you subscribing now. Listen, if you have any questions about the ratings, speak up. We can have this conversation. But you know what? Devil fruit we need to talk about. Vegapunk, right? We should understand these streams are great. Thanks, Lena. I appreciate you. So let's talk about Vega's devil fruit. Vegapunk ate the no me, no me, no me, or the brain fruit. I just want to say no me, no me, no me. So the brain fruit gives you good head. You have a great brain. You can't forget anything. And unfortunately, though, it also increases the size of your cranium. You out here, big dome. I was going to get me a brain hat, but I couldn't find one that I actually liked. But it means you can never forget anything. And you immediately become intelligent, which is great, right? What you do with that intelligence, though, really determines your character. Vegapunk used his stuff to create technology that he thought would help the world, that would help the government, and by helping the government, help the world. But clearly, we saw how that worked out. Y'all saw what happened at Egghead. Clearly, everything doesn't pan out. If you gave a regular, normal person off the streets the no me, no me, no me, they are not doing much with this devil fruit. Don't get me wrong. They would learn fast. They would acquire the tools needed to survive and whatnot, but they are not going to Vegapunk level details with this. This fruit worked for him because he was already a scientist. He was already a great mind. But where's the guy with the wheel fruit from the manga? He's right here. Oh, you can't, hold up. Let me. Oh, he's F tier. First person in F tier. Sharingu with the wheel fruit from the manga. We talked about that in the last live. He's the only person, to my knowledge, whose devil fruit was so trash it didn't get adapted. Imagine saying the wheel fruit isn't enough. Let's replace it with a regular sword in hand. That had to hurt. That had to suck. Honestly, I feel sorry for you. Most of like it's more Marines than anything down here because the Marines have either trash devil fruits or great devil fruits. There aren't too many in between, if we're being honest. But let's talk about. Okay, this should be a good debate right here. Sugar's hobby fruit, right? If you guys don't know, the hobby fruit is a Paramecia type devil fruit that lets the user turn anyone they want into dolls. Dolls or toys or figurines, whatever you want them to be, you can tap them and make it be. Just a little bam. And when you do though, you create a contract. This contract is signed saying they won't hurt you, they won't harm you. That way you have a good little doll, you know, Toy Story situation. If they get away before the contract is signed though, they are still a doll. However, they still have the memories intact and they can do what they want against you. Here's the other thing. Once you turn into a toy, it's as if your entire being is washed, deleted, erased. Your entire story no longer exists. Like imagine you have a wife and kids, and the moment you turn into a doll, your wife forgets who you are. Your son, your child forgets who you are. And now you're sent off into the mines in the body of a black doll, mining away while your family's being replaced by the mailman because somebody had to take care of them. You mean? Let's see. All right, Rio Edits, welcome in, welcome in. We are ranking the devil fruit itself, not the user of the devil fruit. We're just ranking the devil fruit. Like if anyone got their hands on one of these devil fruits, how dangerous would they be? But honestly, putting this in the A tier makes sense. I don't see any reason why. It's a single tap. Like she doesn't have to do anything crazy. There's no ritual. It's just, like we saw when Robin tried to catch her with the thing. However, as we mentioned earlier, Robin is still susceptible from any spring that she, like any arm, any leg, any ear she sprouts forward. So boom, tap, one tap, they're your servant. One tap, they're a doll. And you can even turn them into giant dolls and make them fight for you. Honestly, this is an incredibly powerful one. So we're easily putting this at the A tier. Oh, one other thing. This also comes with the random effect of making it so that you no longer age. So whatever age you are, once you eat this devil fruit, you are locked in at that age. Eternal youth or whatever, if you eat it when you're too old, it's whatever. But being able to lock in your age is just top tier, honestly. All right, let's go with, what were we? All right, I see someone mentioned the swim tier, Adelaide. All right. The swim fruit eaten by Senior Pink. For those of you who don't know, the swim fruit is the only devil fruit that lets you swim after eating. As you guys know, anyone who eats devil fruit can no longer swim. That just is what it is. The ocean rebukes you. It is what it is. However, that is unless you have Senior Pink swim fruit. You still can't swim in the water, but you can swim everywhere else. You can treat the land, whether it's the land, the wall, the ceiling, as if it was your own private pool. Swimming through that, body slamming people, do whatever you want. Allow it to freely form, like flee, float, swim, paddle, whatever you want through the water, but only if it's visible. We're seeing C tier for this. I don't disagree with that, right? Now, let's see. Cracker or Brank, he summoned an army of biscuits. First off, why is his name Cracker when he summoned biscuits? I don't understand. I don't understand why his name isn't just biscuits. But not biscuit style. But I think I agree with putting Senior Pink's devil fruit in the C tier. It's a cool devil fruit, you know? Would I want it personally? No. I can swim. I don't want to swim up a wall. While it does make you faster and you can be submerged in this. But if you can use that to swim up a wall and then like cut through the building and stuff, maybe you could pull off heists, you know? That'd be dope, personally. But blame Big Mom for the name. First off, Big Mom had to think so ahead of her time to name her kids. Either that or she just legally changed the name when she had the devil fruit. I feel like Big Mom was the type to stockpile devil fruits and then name the kid based off of it. First thing they ate, goo goo gaga, eat this. Boom. Enjoy. Your name is Oven. Big Mom got problems. All right. Let's go Okay, the only true ninja in the entirety of the series, Raizo, right? Now, Raizo has the ability to be a ninja, but he also did that because he ate this the scroll fruit or the scroll jutsu, whatever you want to call it, right? This allows him to create artwork and whatnot or abilities using the scroll. So essentially, he has ninjutsu, kind of, sort of. One of the coolest part was I remember him sealing Kaido's devil fruit, right? Yeah, not sealing Kaido's devil fruit, but the blast. He sealed Kaido's devil fruit blast inside of the scroll, and then re-released it for later. That was pretty tough. Do I have a video of that? I probably do. I should have some of the stuff queued up for next time. I'm gonna have all my devil fruit videos queued up because I know I do. We are talking about the fruit itself. Will, I appreciate you keeping me honest with that, because I started getting into the weeds with that. I appreciate you calling me out for that. But the ability to store stuff in scrolls is just a weaker version of the book fruit. If we're being honest, yeah, I can't really rank it high. Now, Adelaide, we're talking about the devil fruit itself, not the user. We're talking about the devil fruit itself, not the user. If you gave a regular normal person who may or may not have ever seen One Piece this biscuit fruit, would they be as dangerous as Cracker? Obviously, the answer is no. But if you gave someone the ability to create infinite biscuits or unlimited biscuits, are they going to do what Cracker did with it? Are they going to be A tier? Adelaide, what would you do with the biscuit fruit? You want to rank this A tier? Okay, hold up. What would you do with it? I'm curious, because I don't see it. I don't see it up there. I don't see it up there. I don't see me putting this John up high. But once again, can we store people inside the scrolls? We're talking about the other fruit now. I know, bro. I'm just very hungry. You know what? That's fair. Listen, me being hungry is why I put the cook fruit up in C tier. Because for real, the cook fruit could have been trash tier. All right, now, comic, we actually have an answer for that. That's a good question. So, Luffy enjoyed the taste of the crackers, of the biscuits, once they were moist, because obviously they were really hard otherwise. So once it rained and they were soft enough to eat, Luffy didn't mind eating them. And while Luffy is definitely not a picky eater, he has always, voiced his opinion on whether he dislikes something or not. Some say the biscuits taste solid. I don't think Cracker had that in mind when he created the biscuits and whatnot, because that'd be a weird thing to kind of just, consider. But, let's see. Hormone is A because you can literally inject weak hormones in one shot probably. Why is Foxy so low? His fruit is OP. All right, guys, let's have these conversations. Oh, but first, the scroll fruit was cool enough to store fire, but it's just storing something in a scroll. That's not that tough. But let's talk about these other fruits people are talking about. Hold up. All right, let's talk about the hormone fruit. Emporio Ivankov ate the hormone fruit, allowing them to become a hormone person. These injections are enough to bring people back from the brink of death, to freely change someone, making them completely gender fluid, or as an individual person, you can lightly adjust your size, becoming smaller and more petite, or becoming larger at will. In addition to this, you can also inject it into someone else, making them smaller, or making them weaker, or giving them a hormone imbalance, or all in all, kind of giving them a death shot. That makes this devil fruit quite versatile. I gotta give it to it. Honestly, that's pretty solid. Shit. All right. But what I put at A tier though. Now, here's the thing. Kai. Exactly. Kai. Remember, these are the devil fruits themselves, not their user. So, would anyone, just a regular person, be able to use the hormone fruit at an A tier level? Me personally, I don't think so. B tier, yeah. I don't see a regular person just coming in and using this devil fruit to its highest abilities. Obviously, it'll take time to learn it and all this stuff, but this is us just blindly ranking the One Piece Paramecia devil fruits, not the users that we currently see. Hormones, blue ones. I personally don't think I'm that creative. I agree. All right, listen, I'm not that creative. I know I'm not. So for now, I'm going to put it in the B tier. But that's also why Foxy is low. Hold up, though. Okay. All right. All right, so we got here. Why is Foxy so low? His fruit is OP. All right. Foxy is B. B is not a low tier. B is a solid tier. But the narrow fruit, allowing anyone to slow things or people down, it's top tier. It's a very high ability, right? Very useful. But once again, all right, how about this? No. Zia, how would you use Foxy's devil fruit and improve it to make it so that it's an A tier? If you, a non-devil fruit user, can tell me how you would use this fruit and make it a higher ranking, we can argue for the placement. But as of right now, I feel like any regular person would not be utilizing the slow fruit to its maximum ability. Even Foxy didn't use the slow fruit to the best of his ability, if I'm ever being honest. Let's see what we got here. Bartolomeo should be higher, bruh. It's broken because you can just shut everything down. Attacks, movement, pressure whenever you want. On top of that, you can turn offense into defense. Or defense into offense. All right. So, I love Bartolomeo's ability. The barrier fruit, the ability to create an impenetrable barrier is top tier, right? We have yet to see it broken at this point. Listen, we did. He blocked the King Punch. He blocked the Bird Cage. He blocked Hakuba. He blocked or absorbed the impact from Gladius's puncture. There were a lot of stuff blocked with this, right? However, when it comes to range, he's limited to how far the range on his devil fruit goes. You have to keep that in mind. And as a result of that, we can't put it anywhere higher. You could argue for a low A tier. I can 100% argue for a low A tier. But because even inside your devil, like for one, once he got defeated, or at least his crew got defeated, something caused him to drop his barrier. Either that or someone was able to permeate his barrier somehow. I'm not sure if it was someone like Van Augur, because obviously it wasn't Van Augur, but someone like Van Augur was able to teleport in and close the distance between that. Or if Bartolomeo is going on the offensive with his barrier fruit, coating his arm or his hand into his ability. Very powerful. You're not blocking that. Strong hit. With that being said, the rest of you is vulnerable or susceptible when you're turning that defense into an offense. It's not completely impenetrable. But good point though. Let's see. Can Otama's fruit work on sea beasts? It says animals. I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm going to say animals, right? A sea beast, technically an animal. Would she need to probably feed it a little bit more? Probably. But that's because of that potential, that's why I have her in the B tier. For one, being able to be friends with all animals is already a top tier ability. Like here you go, cool. Now we cool people, we friends. You like me, I like you. It's all good. We out here. You mean hit a little bit of hit it up, poof. We all good. But being able to do that for Sea Beast, taming a nation, her and Orihime could be besties for real. But we'll see. Let's see. He even stopped the king. Boom. If I remember, Foxys can reflect the mirror to have increased speed. That's right. We did see him use that to reflect and bounce the attacks off. That way, the slow fruit definitely moved a lot faster. Refraction does work. Meaning, in the mirror world, him and Brule could could team up, take down almost anybody, for real. And Outsider, do I have Insta? Yes, Insta, TikTok, all the platforms. Isekai Keem, everywhere. Let's see. The gum fruit. Listen, I would put the gum fruit up here, but if y'all watch One Piece and you guys are caught up to any of the last 300 chapters, we know the Gomu no Mi was misclassified. And that's the only reason why it's not on this John. Because if it wasn't for the classification, it would easily be up there. Mind you, it would not be S tier though. The gum fruit would not be S tier because as someone who is very into the One Piece verse, obviously I make One Piece content and whatnot, I would not have put it up there because a regular person who comes on here and eats this devil fruit has the ability to turn their body into rubber and all that good stuff. That's great. That's cool. That's strong, right? Makes you resilient, immune to basic attacks or blunt attacks, or at least resistant to it, immune to electricity and all that good stuff. However, on a default level, I don't think rubber is that strong. Honestly, I was a little annoyed when I found out his power was rubber. I'm like, it's corny. Mind you, this is me early in, over 1,000 episodes ago. I learned, okay? I got a lot better, you mean? But personally, I'm not doing everything that Luffy did. If I didn't have the manual, it wasn't happening. That's just me being honest. If I didn't have the manual, it was not happening. Like, it just is what it is. It will still be a good power, just not S tier. Let's see what else we got here. Missed a couple stuff. What up? All right. Let's see. Law fruit is definitely mid S tier. 100%. Law up there in S tier. Oh, for anyone watching right here, all of these placements are not like in strongest to weakest category, by the way. All of these are just me putting them in the tier. So I'm not saying this fruit is better than this fruit or this fruit is better than this fruit. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just placing them over there. We might rearrange and do like an ultimate ranking later on, like another time. But for right now, we're just taking all of them and rearrange, like putting them on the board first. We'll discuss exactly where they go later on. And outsider. Yes, I will do a zone ranking devil fruit. I might do the zone one next week. If enough people want the zone one, I'll do the zone one next week. True, a lot of people not have a wink of Luffy's fruit, but me included. Listen, well, I'm not gonna hate and be like, oh, I know every devil fruit. I'll awaken them all. No, Whitebeard didn't awaken his devil fruit, bro. So like, I'm not trying to pretend like I would. But let's see what else we got. All right, I think Daz makes his fruit A tier because his martial arts is literally perfect. Daz bone, like you said, that's his martial arts. You see how you combine that with it? We're just talking about just the devil fruit itself, not the user of the devil fruit and whatnot. But if any other person got the Blades devil fruit, they'd be a problem. 100%. You're automatically a complete weapon from your hand to your arm down to your toes. Could you imagine kicking somebody, but then you turn your foot into a blade? Bro, that'd be annoying. Or someone hits you, they try to hit your face, and then you turn your jaw into a blade. Bruh, it's a problem. But I'm not seeing everyone use this as well as Daz Bones did. Daz Bones, if I was ranking the user, he's 100% A tier. He became one with his weapon. I dropped the Alabasta Devil Fruit ranking list like last week. Y'all can check that out if y'all want. That's why I was ranking all of them, but his was definitely up there. All right. Let's see what we got here. Buggy is immune to every swordsman. Red Pixel, I think you're right. Well, for one, the chop fruit makes him immune to chop slashes and all that stuff. We saw when Mihawk chopped him up to 100 pieces and he kind of dodged them all seamlessly, mind you. How'd he do that? The chop fruit, the bada no me. I feel like that's one of them fruits that, and the chop fruit also allows this user to carry weight that they shouldn't be able to, aka he easily carried Jinbei, who's a fish man who weighs hundreds of pounds, calmly, just using his upper body. That man never skips arm day. I look up to that type of strength. But yeah, 100% top tier. All right, let's see. Does Enel have a devil fruit? Ryland, yes. Enel does have the devil fruit. Enel ate the rumble fruit, which allows him to control lightning. However, that's a Logia list. Logias are completely somewhere else. Maybe I'll do a Logia to start off next month because it's fewer of them. It'll be a faster list. So we probably could do the Logia ranking. But because he does not have a Paramecia fruit, Enel is not on this list. Good question though. All right. let's say, that's Van Augur. We talking about, it's like saying Enel is bad because Luffy kind of said, oh, absolutely not. Enel is tough. Enel got done in by a plot. It is what it is. 100% he got plotted, and that's it. There's no other way around it. If anyone else had encountered Enel, they'd have got smited. Even if Ace would have came across Enel at the time Luffy did, he would have got smoked too, to be honest. That was just bad. That was just a bad batch. But let's see what we got here. I thought I'm missing a couple. Oh man, there's a lot of chat going on. I appreciate this. All right, hold up. All right, Aruj was able to fight a pacifista and take down a member of Big Mom Pirates single-handedly. Which member of the Big Mom Pirates did Aruj take out? Because I remember Aruj getting taken down by Cracker. So, what fight did I miss where he took down somebody? I remember him taking out the pacifista though. That was a given. He 100% took out the pacifista. Oh, you talking about Charlotte? You talking about Snack? Who even is Charlotte Snack? He even got a devil fruit. Man, get out of here. I'm not giving Aruj that. Aruj lost to Cracker badly. Nah, Aruj lost to Cracker badly. I'm not giving him that. All right, let's see. What ranking is this? Parth, welcome in, welcome in. We are ranking all One Piece Paramecia devil fruits. And by all, I mean all the canon ones. Canon only. I will have a separate list for the non-canon devil fruits eventually. I did not get around to that though. But yeah. Let's see. Spinning facts. Thank you, thank you. Flower fruit is tough. It is. Flower fruit is tough, which is why it's up there in the A tier. If it didn't have the whole vulnerability to your additional limbs when you're extending them, it'd be borderline S tier. However, because every limb, every ear, every pinky, whatever that you sprout somewhere else, you feel backlash or pain from those extensions, I had to keep it down in the A tier. But it is incredibly powerful, and I won't pretend like it's not. Law's fruit is S tier, 100% up there. I'd have Robin's power for sure. Why not? You mean? Let's see. It's because Oda can't give the OP no me to a guy like Luffy or give him some complex. You know what? You're right. But you also have to keep it simple enough that people can follow. If somebody would have gave, I'm going to be honest, if Law was the main character of the story instead of Luffy, it wouldn't be as appealing. Because you'd have to explain the medical knowledge. You'd have to explain the chop. You have to explain so much behind everything. And I can't see how that would honestly be beneficial versus, oh, he's a rubber guy. He can stretch really far. He can hit really hard. Yeah, 100%. 100%. He getting, yeah, no. Oda knew what he was doing by keeping the power simple. Where is Zoro? The answer is simple. Zoro got lost. He's probably over there watching Demon Slayers. You know how he is. Let's see. Law Fruits S tier. He does not have a double fruit, right? Is Boa Hancock in the list? Boa Hancock is on the list. Boa Hancock, we got convinced to put S tier. Primarily because her devil fruit's power persists even after death. There is no undoing it. Even if someone else eats their ability, you can't undo it. Just having the permanence is crazy. Being able to petrify anyone from a distance, well, almost anyone from a distance simply because they have lustful gazes at you. Being able to petrify per hit, per on-hit effect, it stacks imperably. Come on now. Perona's, hold up. Smoothie's fruit allows her to drain anyone. If awakened, it can drain objects. I need to see more of Smoothie. So for right now, we have Smoothie down in the C tier because we saw her able to wring her leg out to remove poison. That's tough. I respect that. And she's also able to wring nutrients out of people. I don't know if she wants to like feed them good protein and then wring them. I don't know. But she wrings them, drinks it, and becomes giant or becomes larger. That's tough. But depending on what you get out of wringing the people out of it, that would ultimately determine how high you want to rank this. So as of right now, it's C tier until we see more for it. It could borderline be B tier. Honestly, we just haven't had enough for me to give it a real higher ranking. That's just my opinion now. Let's see. Let's see. Perona's fruit is pretty strong. Perona's fruit is strong. We didn't rank that yet. Let's do Perona. Let's do Perona real quick then. Okay. Perona. Perona ate the hollow fruit, right? The hollow fruit, whatever, right? This allows her to, for one, astral project, top tier ability, being able to
fly around, peep game, fly through walls. Makes you a great scout. You are intangible, so you can't exactly get caught. It's no real Ghostbusters, so there's no real threat to having your projected body out and about. How far you can travel from your body, I don't know. However, while you are out and about living the free world, your body is incredibly vulnerable and susceptible to all types of attacks. So, gotta be careful with that. That's one thing. You are vulnerable. In addition to this, you're able to create negative hollows. These hollows fly at people, once again, can't be targeted, and spread pessimism. You're able to instantly drop the morale of anyone it comes into contact with. And it stacks to the point that you can make the most gung-ho person out there feel like the end is nigh. Tomorrow isn't promised today. I shouldn't be alive. There's no reason to live. Ice cream is nasty. You could have them thinking all the most negative thoughts out there. And guess what? They gonna believe it. It sucks, but that's just what it is. In addition to this, you can also have these hollows grow larger enough to carry people, carry yourself to fly around your actual body, and you can make your hollows explode. There doesn't seem to be a cap to a limit of these things. So all in all, it is an incredibly powerful ability. Except the only drawback is your physical body is vulnerable if you're projecting, and you kind of have to know where you're going in order to get back to your body. Kind of, unless you want to end up like Brooke did. I wonder if you actually project for too long, can you lose track of your body and just stay projected? Or if your physical body dies, does the power persist? That's something interesting to think out. All right, but where would y'all rank Perona's Devil Fruit? Where are y'all ranking the Hollow Fruit? I'm going to put a poll in the chat and let me know if you guys can see this. And if not, I want to ask you guys to let me know where you rank that. So we're going to poll. We're going to have this poll up for 1 minute while I review the chat. We're going to do Hollow ranking. And we're going to go S tier, A tier, or B tier. I'm not adding any other options because realistically it's not any other option. But if you are on the live chat, you might see it. If you're on the horizontal, if you're on the small mobile option, you might not see it. But if you're on the larger widescreen option, the poll is up there. The poll is live. So while the poll is live, I'm going to read some of the comments I didn't get a chance to respond to just yet. All right. Let's see. We got here. Let's see. My boy, look at my wallpaper. Tough John. Bro, do you watch One Piece? Come on now. We all watch One Piece here. That's what we're here. All right. Let's see. Where's Zoro? Yes, I am Parthiv. I have all the books too. You better than me. I ain't got all the book. I ain't got all the books at all. All right. Zoro's lost. You know that. Let me draw. You know Zoro stay lost. He ate the lost fruit. You know what? He probably did. But it lets him swim. I'll take that. Where is Loki? We don't have enough. Mind you, today we talked about, you guys missed it earlier, we talked about chapter 1171, and we were discussing Loki's abilities, or at least what it could be. 1170 gave us some clarity. We learned a bit more. We learned that anytime a God's Knight is defeated, it gives some type of feedback to Emo, meaning that they're not completely invulnerable, and there are limits to how often that move can perform this Bismarck. What does baffle me though is even though Harold is gone now, the Bismarck that he created is still there. So that's something. Let's see. God Usopp needs to be S tier. You know, when he gets that devil fruit that he's getting from the Elbath, I'll put him up here. Let's see, opinion on Ragnar being a squirrel. I mean, I don't care. Like, a hammer and a squirrel, it's weird, but it's not completely unheard of. Listen, we've seen devil fruits that animals have eaten. We have a lazy horse that can fly. We have a llama bird. It's a lot. I don't care that Ragnar's a hammer. I don't care that Ragnar is a little squirrel. Because technically, Loki and Ragnar come from Norse mythology, and the rat is Ratatoskr, which is the squirrel that travels along the world tree, conveying information amongst the different realms, which all in all, it's not bad, you know? The hammer part, it's pretty cool. I'm just curious how strong the hammer is. We saw it was able to clash with Loki, destroy his hammer, and then get a little bump on his head as a result. And then also one-shotted Harold, who is also open and vulnerable. But I'm trying to see what damage it causes to this Draugr that it hit at the end of the chapter. That's what I'm trying to see. But let's see. All right. I noticed Alvida's fruit has potential. All attacks just slip. It does. It does. If it wasn't for the fact that Alvida got stopped so early on, like we haven't seen Alvida do anything or even an appearance for real since Logtown. I'm waiting for us to get a bit of some extra insight or something into that. But Alvida's Devil Fruit 100% has potential. 100%. All right. Why is Senior Pink at C? All right. Senior Pink is at C. Hey, Takeshi, how you gonna come in and say the whole tier? Nah. The whole show is F tier? Come on, bruh. All right, Takeshi, what show do you watch? Come on, man. This we talking about One Piece over here. We all about that One Piece talk. You know how that is. And Vortex, welcome in. Welcome in. Hollow Fruit definitely A tier. They can give depression to anyone. You can astral project explosives. Oh yeah, I forgot to put it up there. But yeah, that the poll won, and it is A tier. So where are we with the boom? All right. Where are we putting Hina? Hina has the ability to create chains out of her, the Orinomi, right? She can summon cages, right? I'm gonna keep it 100. That's kind of trash. Feel free to correct me, right? But she can summon cages out of her arms to like lock people in and stuff. And it's not like she does these and they produce sea stone tridents or anything like that. It's a regular cage. So if you're fast enough, you can dodge the cage. We saw it. And you can't differentiate or determine who gets caught in it. Like your allies can get caught up in your ability. As we saw at Marineford when she used this John. I feel like I want a D tier to put this John right here. Because maybe it's not F tier. But I don't think it deserves C tier. It deserves meh. I'm gonna make a new tier next time around. But man, I'm not putting that John any higher. Like, where is Brooke in this list? All right, Red Pixel, I need you to understand something. This list is based off of the devil fruit itself, and if a regular person got the devil fruit, okay? Brooke's fruit is the revive fruit, which, for all intents and purposes, only does well because Brooke took too long to get his body back. All the extra soul effects and whatnot we're seeing is mostly attributed to that. Otherwise, the fruit just guarantees you a guaranteed backup life. Comic reader, tell me why it's B level, because I'm not giving it that. Tell me why being able to cage people is B level. I'll give it super low C. But why would you say it's B tier? I'm not seeing that. Please explain yourself. Defend your actions in the comments section. Please. Because I'm not doing it. But while we do that, let's talk about Pika while he does that. Pika ate the stone fruit, right? Hey, what's up, Keem? Kazurashi, welcome in, man. Welcome in. Dark Kazurashi is one of the first supporters on the channel. I'll never forget that. He's consistently over there. I appreciate you for that, too. We're talking about Pika stone fruit. This allows you to merge with and assimilate into all parts of stone, whether you own it or not. You can lean into the wall somewhere, boom, eat it up. You, sir, are the stone man. Honestly, I don't even think you need to have a lot of familiarity with this to make this devil fruit devastating. We saw Pika being able to use this to control pretty much a quarter of Dressrosa. You can become one with the mountain, and you're granted more mobility and more freedom than if you were to have like Pizarro's island fruit. That's just my opinion. So, me personally, I'm putting Pika's fruit probably in the A tier. I feel like Pika's devil fruit is just powerful enough. Like, you don't even need practice with it. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, practice and mastery will make it more powerful. That's a given. Like, we all know that. It is what it is. But for all intents and purposes, I gotta put Pika up in the A tier. Does anyone argue with Pika being in the A tier? Exactly. Any rock. And that means an entire building that could have been made out of rock. You already taken over castles. I wonder if you could merge with Capone Bange when he turns into like his godfather form, which is castle whatnot. Keem, let's see. Let's see. I got some fruit concepts that would be great content to use when you're free. Let's talk about it on DMs. All right, feel free to hit me up. That's fine. Let's see. Good point, but still Paramecia. True, true. It's Iron Cage, and if it was at Impel Down, it would have caught the criminals. That's all right. So if this was at Impel Down, you could reinforce walls, all of that stuff, 100%. But we're talking about if a regular person out in these streets got this devil fruit, how strong would they be? If you got, let's say, I'm gonna do a blind spin real quick, right? Let's say someone had Hina's fruit, right? And I had where to land at? Off the screen. Hold up, my fault. And I had where to go? And I had the Hana Hana no Me. I'm trashing you. In fact, if you had your iron cages, I could steal your iron cages with Rizel's devil fruit. I could duck or avoid your cages by swimming through them with this. I probably couldn't think my way out of it, not gonna lie. Could I ring it out? I don't know. A lot of these devil fruits and whatnot, just for me, would automatically be higher up than that. So I've got to give it that. That's just my opinion, though, you know. If I'm wrong, say that then, you know. But, all right, let's rank this. Let's talk Scratchman Apu and the Otonomi. I believe that's the name of the devil fruit. I could be mistaken, but I think that's the name of the devil fruit, the Otonomi, or the Tone fruit. First off, this one is a very versatile devil fruit. If you guys don't know, Scratchman Apu ate the, I'm gonna hold it right here. Scratchman Apu ate the Otonomi or the Tone fruit, allowing him to essentially be a music man, right? Being a music man means he's able to turn any sound into a weapon, right? And each sound has a different weapon. And each weapon has a different attack type. So you can have explosions, you can have slashes, you can have impact attacks. And as long as anyone can hear their music and you can see your target like a good DJ, you're able to target them and barrage them with multiple attacks. I don't see why this wouldn't be A tier. It could argue for B tier. I'm okay with it being B tier as well. But being able to create a various attack multiple targets at the same time, all by using sound that you can create, mind you. You don't have to like go anywhere. You don't need any extra equipment because you yourself become the equipment. You can turn your arm into a saxophone. You can bang on your chest. You can tambourine yourself. You have a lot of versatility and options along with it. So I don't see why this would not be considered an A tier devil fruit. Sound is incredibly versatile. The only way this would be completely nullified is if you were blinded somehow, or if your target could not hear you. Those things would completely moosh your devil fruit's abilities because that's how it has to impact the target. So yeah, solid stuff right there. Let's see what we got here. Apu's fruit reminds me of Act 2 echoes from JoJo. You're not wrong. Speaking of JoJo's, did that new season come out yet? I know it's supposed to come out. If it hasn't already, I'm going to start watching that. A couple of anime just restarted back up against Hell's Paradise, JJK. I'm looking forward to all of this. Oh, man. Okay. Next, we're going to go and rate the Garb fruit. Okay, hold up. Toki's fruit is a little too low, to be honest. It has potential. Only reason why it's not high, because the full extent of its power wasn't due to her coming from the Void Century. Kazu, welcome in, welcome in. Okay, listen, I agree with that. I wanted to place this higher, right? I want to place her higher. However, for one, her ability only lets her travel forward in time or travel other forwards in time, which that's cool to escape things and whatnot. Or if you could forcibly send someone that's too strong for you right now, send them into the future. That way you never have to encounter them or whatever. That's cool. That's solid. But because you can't time travel backwards, that kind of like most people that become time travelers want to time travel backwards to amend certain events, to make certain changes, to improve certain things, or to avoid certain outcomes. But teleporting to the future, you are literally at the behest of whatever comes your way. And honestly, I don't think that's super top tier. But this could be the one devil fruit that is lost through time. And who knows what information that you can have from X amount of years ago that will be useful 20, 30, 40, 50 years in the future. Although each jump can only teleport up to 20 years or so, we're assuming right now. Teleporting 5 times can get you 100 years in the future. That's a whole century, dude. That's, yeah. A decade. Century, yeah. Okay. Who's I voting? I was putting the garb fruit down in C tier. I want to call it trash, but it's not trash for real, for real. It lets you make weapons and armor and clothing, meaning no matter where you go, when you're traveling, you'll always be dressed the way you would like for the low cost of like our rock or whatever. Put it on your head, boom, hit it with the Now you over here in your Sunday's best, and it also allows you to create weapons. Are these weapons strong? No, not at all. But it allows you to, change your attire up at any time you want. I can't really argue with that. It's a very useful devil fruit. It's not one I would personally want. It's not exactly the most useful, but is incredibly versatile and will always have a situational use. So I got to keep it up in the C tier. But down until March 7th for part 7, damn. That's fine. That's fine. We got plenty of other anime to watch right now as well, so it's all good. Let's see what we got here. Yo, like I said, Kazu, what's up? What's up? And peak unemployment. Oh my gosh. Crazy work. All right. After that, we have the whip fruit. Now, let's see. I watched One Piece till 600 episodes because of people hyping it, then dropped it. I don't know, man. Just felt boring. Listen, the One Piece journey will find its way back to you one way, shape, or form. Whether you decide to pick it up on your own right now, whether you wait for the One Piece remake, whether some event happens later on, but just know, once we're nearing the end of the One Piece journey, you'll probably want to get back along or pick back up your studies, because whenever the One Piece is unveiled, it's going to be problematic. We're going to see a lot of people arguing. We're going to see a lot of people unhappy. You're going to see it spoiled first and foremost. So I feel like Oda needs to do a live stream for the final chapter instead of publishing it regularly. I feel like we all need to know at the exact same time for though. What is this tier for? So this tier is us ranking the One Piece Paramecia Devil Fruits. We're ranking them based on the Devil Fruit itself, not the user. So while Doflamingo is incredibly powerful with the string fruit, and he could be S tier because it's awakened. If a regular person got the string fruit, they wouldn't be able to use it to the same abilities. So it's still powerful, but not game breaking. So it's A tier, not S tier. But that's what we're doing with this right here. Okay, I was gonna do the whip fruit. Let's skip that one right now. Let's do Wapple. All right, I might hop back on it though, maybe later. Listen, man. Don't rush your journey. Don't feel forced. At the end of the day, One Piece will always be here. Like, there's no rushing it. Take your time, man. Watch whatever you want to do, but just know you'll always better come back. Where is Luffy? I don't know how far you are into your One Piece journey, but just know that Luffy's fruit is not a Paramecia type. Because it's not a Paramecia type, it's not on this list. I'm going to leave it at that. All right. After that, we have how many anime you watched till now, brother? Ugh. Bruh. How many anime have I watched? Dude, I've been watching anime since like Adult Swim. If y'all wasn't there with Toonami, with Max, y'all missing out. Y'all don't even know for real. But easily probably over 200. Maybe over 300. I've watched a lot of anime. It all started with Funimation for me. I started to watch, well, Funimation and Adult Swim. I obviously start off like Inuyasha, um, Naruto. Oh, actually, I used to be on Comcast. They had in the cutting edge area. There's an anime selects. I was watching all the anime I could find, like Abinabashi. That one was probably like the funniest one I've watched, like in my early careers and stuff. This is before I could afford to like pay for anime, or it was back when you had to watch like Naruto episode 17, part 1 of 3 on YouTube in Spanish, but English dub. Like, man, times is hard, bro. Like, it was hard. It was hard. It was hard. But I've watched a lot of anime. One Piece has just held on with me the longest because, for one, it's over 1,000 episodes. Even when I finish other anime and anime other come and go, I'm always able to return back to One Piece, which is why I was always have a part for me. But as far as my favorite ones, obviously, Hunter on Hat, big Hunter fan, big Naruto fan, My Hero, huge fan of those. Big fan of the shonen genre in general. So most of the shonen stuff I've seen it. Can't go wrong with Full Metal Alchemist, Brotherhood ideally, but both of them are acceptable. Attack on Titan, JJK. I made it. Most of my content kind of blew up with JJK stuff on like TikTok and everything. So shout out to JJK. Honestly, like I said, I'm big into anime. All the anime fan. Hold up. Let's look over real quick. Hold up. Wapple makes you hungry forever. Wapple's fruit does make you hungry forever, right? I'm putting Wapple's fruit in the B tier because of the hunger. Being able to eat anything, organic or inorganic material, and then merge it to create whatever you want makes this a very powerful devil fruit. But being perpetually hungry has to gnaw at you. Being able to create Wapple metal, he founded his own business along with it. That Wapple is obviously a very powerful devil fruit. If you guys didn't see, there's a video on my channel where I explain Wapple's devil fruit in greater detail, also explaining how it could be a little bit stronger and the potential of this devil fruit as well. So playlist called like from worst to best devil fruits or whatever. But Wapple's devil fruit is definitely a devastating one. You got to remember that. Let's see what else we got over here. Wapple got rich in the span of 1 week. When you create a material that only you can create, you become invaluable. You use this, and the fact that Wapple metal was then used on ships and whatnot, yeah, you became a baron. You were so worried about Drum Island that you missed out on all of this form. But now look at you though. It's all good though. What kind of fruit is Loki ate? It's a great question. Most likely it was a mythical Zoan type. Probably like a guardian deity of some sort. It could be because of his eyes. It could be like Jormungandr, the world serpent, the beast that devours the world, as swallows the world. I could see that, something like that. It could be Needhog. We don't know for certain, so we'll have to get back into that. Let's see. I'm also kind of writing my novels like JJK, Chainsaw Man, Hunter x Hunter. That's tough. When you start putting stuff out, let me know. And how do I have Pika as an A but Pizarro as a B when this fruit is literally the better? All right, I can explain that. So, Pizarro allows him to assimilate all stones. As of right now, I said Pizarro's. Pika allows him to assimilate into all stone. Versus Avalo, it has to be the island, right? When Pika is in his stone form, he has free ability to manipulate all the stone in that area and the ability to move his body within that stone freely, making him more or less vulnerable. Versus Avalo Pizarro has to stay stationary in his form in order to manipulate an entire island. Also, islands, right, for my being, are relatively small, right? You are limited to wherever you are. If we are fighting on an island, 100% Pizarro is winning that fight. However, the larger land masses, for the greater portion of us, I don't know about y'all, but I'm from Philly. We don't have islands around here. We got a lot of stone though, because stones are prevalent in more places and are able to manipulate things like just the road or buildings. I'm far more worried about someone who has the ability to manipulate all forms of stone versus someone who's able to manipulate an entire island. Once again, it all depends on where you are. If you live in an area surrounded by a bunch of islands, you should fear Pizarro more. But because most of us are living in areas which are typically land-based or whatnot, and since a continent isn't considered a super duper large island, I can't give Pizarro higher than I can give Pika. Whereas Pika is able to freely manipulate himself between buildings and all that good stuff. which is why Pika is A tier versus Pizarro. Hopefully that helps. Let's see what we got here. Pika. Let's see. Pika as the rock fruit, and any stone related is better than Shoulder Island. Yes, that's right. Pixel, appreciate it. You know. All right. Sugar's fruit should be A tier. Sugar's fruit is A tier. Sugar is up there. Jaggy, right there. Boom, A tier. Buggy is tier S. Listen, I want to put Buggy in S tier solely for the memesters and to appease all the Buggy glazers, but yeah, I'm keeping it there for right now. I'm keeping it there for right now. We're gonna go through the rest of them because we're already over time, but I want to get this ranking completed, you know. So up next we have Diamante and the flag fruit. I'm gonna keep it 100. Can any of y'all even tell me what Diamante's ability does? I mean, I know, but I'm saying, have any of you guys said, I want to eat the Hira no Mi, I want to be able to turn into a flag? Like, being able to make anything ripple is cool, right? Especially if you were to go to something like a strong piece of, all right. Right? Let's say I took this out, right? And I'm able to swing this and my attacks, the blade ripples. I can't do it itself. So like imagine it's wiggling and stuff, right? Making you ripple, making my attack more versatile. That's cool, right? Or if you hit me, I could hit the little wave. You mean? You'd be all right. But personally, I'm not seeing this yawn be useful. Like, that's just me personally. That's just me personally. I want to put it in the trash tier, to be honest. However, it was used effectively. Making any object, granting any object the ability to make it all wavy and stuff, that's one thing, but it's not what I'm looking forward to. Orizori, welcome in. You made the end of the stream. Welcome in. Let's see. But I'm not putting this fruit any higher because it's the flag fruit. But speaking of fruits, I'm not putting too much higher. The wash fruit. Listen. I don't have anything against the Marines. I swear I don't. But the wash fruit. It's the wash fruit, yo. Like, the wash fruit lets you wash your enemies. And when you do, it also cleans out a little bit of the darkness in their heart. We don't get to see this in use. We only see the after effects of it. And you just hang up some people. Yeah, no, Ortiz, let's say you're able to wash to clean this out their heart. But how many times do you have to wash it out of their heart? And also, Ori, since you're new right now, right? So, we're ranking these off of the devil fruit itself, not the devil fruit user. Because, obviously, as a vice admiral, you have enough experience, and her using a devil fruit would place her higher. But if a regular person got the wash fruit, would they be considered a threat? Now, if it was a washing machine from My Hero, it would be higher. 100%. First off, My Hero has a whole slew of, I was about to say devil fruits, a whole slew of quirks that I could probably get into though. Like, if y'all wanted to, I could spend some time, you know, talking about the quirks, breaking those down, explaining all those abilities. If y'all wanted it, you know, just let me know. Because while I do primarily do One Piece content, I do enjoy all form of the anime and its mediums. So, it's all good. Let's see. What else we have over here? You know, sugar should be S tier. So, sugar itself, the way she uses the hobby fruit, it could be considered S tier. But these are talking about if a regular person got it, would they use it as S tier capabilities? Probably not. Would they be a threat? Absolutely. Which is why I'm gonna change the ranking. Next time, I'm glad I'm learning from this. I'm gonna make it clear when I do the ranking so people see what it is. And I'll probably have like a little description on the side so if people understand exactly what I'm talking about. So that way it's clear for everyone when you first come in and whatnot. But I would definitely spam the darkness out of Doflamingo's heart, hoping we see some type of change. We probably don't. Let's see. Why is Vegapunk only in C? So, it's not Vegapunk that's in C. It's the Nomi, or the brain fruit. We're putting that in C because if a regular person off the street ate this devil fruit, I'm not seeing them be a problem. I'm not seeing someone being smart as an issue. I'm not seeing that as a threat. I'm not seeing that as an immediate problem. Versus any of the other devil fruits on this list would easily make you at least be wary. Why is the time traveling fruit C tier? Because you can only move forward. Because you can only move forward. Because you can only move forward. Listen, once I have this list saved, we'll sit down and rearrange everything. But for now, yeah, exactly. Well, listen, you can only go forward in time up to 20 years. I'm good. I'm good. But let's cover the mucus fruit. Trebles. Treble ate the mucus fruit, which, as it states, makes him a mucus man, aka the person you never want to shake hands with. Because why do you have that? Like, what? First off, it's yucky. Like, that big body he has isn't even all the sticky fruit. That big body he has isn't even like, no, it's nasty, right? So for one, it's all mucus, right? You're right, Ori. It's not 20 years specifically. It's up to 20 years. So you can travel a year, 5 years, a couple of minutes maybe, but you can only travel forward, which is great for escaping fight. You know, you can always escape a fight because you can run away to the future. But if you run away and the ground you stand on is no longer there, or the building is trapped or whatever, you respawn and it's a pool around you, you're done. There's a lot of reasons why I couldn't move it forward. If you're able to control side stuff, we're different. But yeah, the mucus fruit honestly is nasty. However, I have to say it's useful. The mucus, for one, is flammable. Flaming snot sounds nasty. It's very reminiscent of gem up here. However, the adhesion from the stickiness is strong enough to literally allow you to grab a boat and fling it if you're strong enough to, move the boat and whatnot, which we've seen him able to do. He's also able to tie down enemies with the stickiness or the mucus or whatever it is. And because it is durable, it is versatile enough that he can use it to stick or trap enemies. He's able to apply fire along with it. There's a lot going on for the Sean. Negative F tier. Don't get me wrong. I don't want the fruit and I wouldn't want to touch it. But if someone came up to me like, hey, Duffy, all stickied out, I'm good. I'm not dealing with that. Okay. Where are y'all ranking Machweiss, the Tun fruit, right? I would hate my life if I ate that fruit. Yo, if I blindly ate a devil fruit and it was that one, I'd be annoyed, but I wouldn't be completely distraught, But let's rank the Tun fruit, right? We already saw where the Kilo fruit is at, but Machweiss has the upgraded version of that. Now, Machweiss cannot make himself lighter though. So as a result, it's better than the Kilo no Me, but it's still not exactly a solid John. Let's see. The Glare fruit is at B tier at least. Okay. All right, you know what? You talk about the Glare fruit. Let's bring it up, right? The Glare fruit, if you guys don't know, allows the user to see through everything and read minds. So, top tier ability. You can see through things and you can read minds. That's where is it? Here it is. Yeah. This was eaten a while ago by Viola, right? Viola? Yeah. So you can also create these tiers that turn large and chase after your enemies. I don't know how that works exactly. I don't know how that works. But being able to read minds is automatically a top tier ability. And you can see through things. You can see great distance. Imagine having the Byakugan with the ability to read minds. Why is the Door Fruit A tier? All right, I've seen this up there a couple times, so let's get into that. All right. I think the kilo is better for normal life. I agree. The kilo is definitely better for normal life. But the door fruit eaten by Blue Note allows the user to freely access a completely isolated dimension. Having access to your own dimension, the door dimension that other people can't just casually insert into or brute force their way into, automatically puts you up there. In addition to this, you are still able to observe surroundings and whatnot, blindly, undetectably so within this dimension, meaning you're able to bypass traffic, you're able to bypass people, you're able to bypass traps, you don't have to worry about temperature, you don't have to worry about packing anything because you have everything stored in your own dimension at any time. In addition to that, you can also, impact your enemies and all that, but ranking it up there in the A tier simply because you have access to your own pocket dimension and the ability to snoop or sneak in on anybody completely undetected until you are vulnerable again. But yeah, that's why that's there. Let's see. Because of the glare fruit, she probably knows what happened in the throne room. Hey yo, could you imagine that? Could you imagine if her being over there peeping in, she happened to notice Emu? Bruh. Yo, okay, hold up. I can see that going somewhere. All right, I like that. I like that thought. I like that thought. We got to come back to that. All right. After that, we're going to pull Bello Betty's. Bello Betty has the ability to increase morale on anybody. What is the name of her John again? The pump fruit, I think. So essentially, she is a professional cheerleader. I know she's not. I know that's not her move. I know that's actually what she is. But essentially, it makes the people around you perform better. You are a buff. That's all you do. You are a support. On your own, not so much. But you're able to rally the town with your pump fruit. You have to be like, are you ready? And they'll be like, yeah. And you'll be like, I can't hear you. And they're like, oh yeah. And then now you got a whole squad pumped up, stronger, faster. All they get to get stuff because you said a couple nice words. Boom. Easily a support John. I'm going to put it in the C tier. I can't see going any higher than that. Let's go. Okay. The whip fruit. It's weird. It allows you to whip anything and make it listen to you, including buildings. You whipped a building and said move. And then the building moved. I don't know what the upper tier is, but being able to boss someone around is kind of crazy. Being able to move an entire building by whipping it is crazy. But she had to keep doing it. If it was one whip and then that was it, we're all good. But because that wasn't the case, we're going to put it in the C tier. Unless you guys argue me, we can change it. But I'm putting it there. I feel like this fruit right here, right? Being able to draw things and have it come to life is ridiculous. And being able to literally eat whatever you draw, even though it tastes like ink, is also nasty. I feel like this devil fruit is heavily dependent on your ability to draw, because we saw what it was like when he couldn't draw. Honestly, those fake drawings he drew was more like what I do personally, because I'm not that talented. So I'm gonna put this in the B tier though. Like, if you can draw, if you are an artist, like I see two people in the chat starting their own John. If you can draw, this tier is probably A tier. This could be an A or S tier ability based solely off your drawing abilities. But because the most common people can't draw artistically or crazily, it gotta be stuck in the B tier. I'm sorry, but it is a very powerful fruit. The brush fruit is very powerful. Being able to fly, being able to travel is invaluable. You can't argue with that. All right. After that, we're gonna take Khalifa's bubble fruit. People kind of sleep on this. I ain't gonna lie. I don't understand why. People kind of sleep on this. She ate the awa awa no mi or the bubble bubble fruit, which allows you to literally clean the strength off of somebody. Like, you can literally scrub the strength out of somebody. First off, pause. But second, that's some crazy work. Like, you can make anyone use, you can polish them to like a fucking doll, kind of like Sugar's fruit. But would anyone use it like that? I don't know. But it's definitely giving me C tier. It's a strong ability. It has its niches. Treble should be all the way at the bottom. I want to put treble down because it's nasty. Lucas, I want to put it down because it's nasty. But realistically, someone in real life will gross me out with this. So I have to keep it where it is. Okay. Next, let's rank Morley's dig fruit, right? Morley has the ability to dig through anything, right? Just because, like, she can treat. Is Morley she? I know. Yeah. Okay. Morley's a she, right? Morley ate the Oshi Oshi no Mi or the push push fruit. Just let to move through anything. Anything. I'm saying they were able to dig the ground underneath them easily, right? With the shovel, you can move stone, earth, like it was clay. Easy, John. This is great for you you want to create like a base, you want to burrow underground, or morally use this to dig up to Mary Joie, up to the Holy Land. Crazy work. Would the average user use this fruit efficiently though? Probably not. I'm not seeing a regular person use this fruit too well. So morally, you and your devil fruit are staying in the C tier. Why is Mr. 5 so high? Mr. 5 isn't high. The bomb fruit is high. Okay? So, we're ranking the devil fruits themselves rather than the devil fruit users. And the bomb fruit has substantially more potential than whatever Mr. 5 used it for. At the end of the day, being able to breathe and have unlimited bullet ammos, being able to secrete liquid explosives, anyone else, or if we encountered this devil fruit in like Wano or now, or anytime after Alabaster, anytime after the time skip for real, that whole kick would have been great. Would it be able to use this devil fruit way higher, way higher. So yeah, the devil fruit potential is way higher. You have unlimited explosions. You are immune to all of these explosions as well. Being able to have all the explosions, being immune to said explosions, being able to channel or train your explosions. It's if some regular person next to you ate this devil fruit, how dangerous would they be? If someone coughed at you, it's over. That's why. Because anyone in the A tier with their devil fruit is able to do crazy things. Well, besides being immune to explosions, you can be the explosion. That's true. You know, they say like a walking baby or a coughing nuke or something like that. It's crazy. Bakra, yo, welcome in. We are nearing the end of our ranking list. Let's go and grab Doc Q's Six Sick Fruit, right? We don't know the lower or upper limits of this devil fruit. We don't know the upper limits or lower limits of this devil fruit. We've seen him do a few things with the Six Sick Fruit, right? We've seen him, for one, turn Law into a woman. AKA, he created a virus or whatever that emulated Emporio Ivankov's hormone effect. It's crazy work. In addition to that, you also had these giant exploding poison apples, Calm Johns. Because we don't know too much about this devil fruit, but because we've seen it impact people and things alike and on a larger scale from a wide radius, I gotta at least give it a B tier, low B tier at that. But being able to pass on things, and sickness is obviously a very, very quick way to take out anybody, especially during the pirate times. Come on now. I agree with Mr. Straight Through. I guess I never thought of his devil fruit being decent because I'm using boogers. Of course, Mr. Five didn't show us what it could have been doing, bro. He's over there literally digging in his nose, flinging boogers. Technically, every part of him is considered a weapon. He could literally have explosive punches, boom, 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 chain 10 rapid hits, 10 rapid explosions. If he was to sneeze on you, it'd be over. Like, it's a bad look. But that's why I'm saying it's the devil fruit itself, not the user. Because I was talking about the user, it'd be high C tier, low B or something. But let's see. I think some devil fruits are missing. Let's see. Douglas is bullet fruit. So this devil fruit specifically, this list is only for the canon devil fruits. So you won't see Douglas over here. You're not going to see Burndy World's more fruit. You're not going to see Rouge's luck fruit. You're not going to see any of those right here. I will do a separate list for the non-canon devil fruits as well for people who are interested in it. But the next devil fruit we're ranking is going to be the zone ones though. Yep, next week we're ranking the zones. So yes, next week ranking zones. Regular zones, ancient zones, not mythical zones. We're not doing mythical zones because that's different. Or if I do, it would have to be like a whole mythical area already because let's be real. We know that the ancient mythical zones are going to rank differently. We all know they're going to be at the top already. Or I might just combine them all and see what it is, you know? But after this, we're going to go with the puncture fruit, right? This is technically someone who upgraded. He pretty much has the same ability as Mr. Five, but he did it way better. Gladius. Gladius ate the Pamu Pamu no Mi or the Pop Pop fruit. And honestly, this right here is some devastating stuff right here. This, I'm putting the puncture fruit in the A tier. Being able to touch everything and have delayed bombs, touching anything and having it explode, being able to explode your hair off of yourself, being also able to explode yourself on a larger radius. He did everything Mr. Five should have been doing, but Mr. Five had higher potential. But seeing this devil fruit was crazy. But yeah, King, we're only doing canon right now. We'll do non-canon eventually though, but right now it's only doing canon. Is Skypiea Arc canon? Skypiea Arc is canon. It is. But obviously Enel's not up here because, you know, Enel ate a Logia type. But yes, Skypiea is canon. Anyone who says Skypiea isn't canon, we have a different problem. We're not gonna rank the Nidhogg fruit. Listen, we're not ranking the Nidhogg fruit. We're not ranking Summers and his thorn fruit. We're not ranking the dream fruit. I haven't seen enough for it. I'll mention it. I'll have a whole section overwhere somewhere that says not enough details, and that'll probably go somewhere underneath there. We can pseudo place it, but it has to land somewhere else in my opinion. See, Conjurer's fruit, you don't really need to be super artistic. He was drawing the Straw Hat's back. Listen, Baby 5 is too low. Baby 5 is A tier. What you mean? Red Pixel? That's A tier. Also, people paying attention right now, they're not in particular placements. I'm not saying the warp fruit is better than the string fruit, and the string fruit is better than the hobby no Mi. These are all general placements for the devil fruit. They just means they fall in this tier, not they're better than the other user. Quick clarity right there. But I think we will do the mythical zones after we do the regular zones. The mythical zones will probably have a shorter one. So we have like a long chapter to talk about. We'll spend the first half of the stream talking about that, and then the second half talking about the mythical zones, because I figured that'd be a quick John. Let's see. The sow fruit is like a fruit if you know how to sow. You know what? You're right. But here's the thing. All right, I'm gonna ask y'all generally. Obviously, anytime you eat a devil fruit, you inherently understand how to use it, at least to some level. Small level, same. That's the case for like Khalifa, Blue Note, all that. They just ate the devil fruits. It is what it is. But how many of y'all honestly know how to sow? Not many. I assume if you know how to sow, let me know devil fruit. Let me know in the comment section if you know how to sow. Matter of fact, let's do this real quick. Hold up. Cool. There's a poll started in the chat. Can you sew? Right? I know my answer. Answer is no. Right? And because of that, you can't sew either, Lucas. Me neither. And because of that, I have to place it down. I'm not saying it's a bad devil fruit by any means. Being able to quickly stitch someone up is great for a bunch of reasons. If you're a doctor, you want to quickly sew someone, quick suture, it's amazing. You need to restrain somebody, stitch them to the wall or whatever. That's great. I don't know how to do none of that. I'm not a tantada either, so it's just not gonna work that well for me. All right, we're down to the final five, guys. Inazuma and the scissors, right? Inazuma's scissors allow them to cut through anything. Anything so far. They ate the Choki Choki no Me, top tier devil fruit. Honestly, we haven't seen any limitations on what it can't cut through. All right, we're going to end the poll because that's already a given. I would argue that, yeah, 100% of people can't sew. That's why it's low tier. See what I mean? That's why it's there. But, my fault. I scrolled down too far. All right. So, yo, how about Cook Fruit by Struisen? Fortis, welcome in. The Cook Fruit is in C tier, right? The only reason why it's in C tier is because I'm a greedy person. And honestly, I do get curious, like, damn, I wonder what this Dora would taste like. That's the reason why I put it in C tier. It's not really doing too much, but yeah. Oris ain't no normal person flying through the sky with Dolphy's fruit. Exactly. That's why it's not S tier. Even if it is awakened, it's just not happening. Like, oh yeah, I would definitely try to spot him in a situation. I crashed right into the wall though. No fall damage. All right. Inazuma's is a B tier for me. You're able to create giant scissors that can cut through anything. You don't even need to know too much about it for real, for real. You're able to cut through anything. You can cut through walls, cut through the floor, cut through the ceiling, cut through the earth itself, and then fold it and flip it over how you want it. Freely, mind you, it's easy. You could just, you could chop up someone's whole road. Imagine you mad at your neighbor because they didn't cut their lawn or something. You could cut their whole sidewalk off, flip it, and then fold it on their lawn. Inazuma's power is honestly top tier. It's sad we only got to see it that one time, but remember, they easily cut off a whole path easily and then flipped it like it was nothing. You have the ability to fold the earth. That's crazy work. Let's see. For great writing, the MC should be consistently be heading on to their goal unless you're going for something. I love how people in the chat are encouraging each other about writing their stuff. That's super cool. Let's see. The cut fruit can cut ships. It can. It can. The Choki no Mi could cut through ships and everything, man. It's easily a top tier one. It just lacks the range department and it doesn't give you too much mobility. So that's why I keep it in the B tier. Down to the final four. All right. Now, Hawkins' Devil Fruits. Hold up. No, let's do Hawkins last. All right. Mancherry, right? Mancherry has the heal fruit, right? Which sounds good. Like it lets you heal people, sometimes temporarily, sometimes permanently, depending on what it is. But she literally has the heal fruit. A regular person probably isn't. A regular person probably isn't using this fruit like that though. Like, plus you gotta cry for it to happen. Like it uses your tears. Like, I'm sorry. Like, it's cool. I'm not mad at it, but I don't want to be a healer. I play Marvel's Rivals. Playing a healer sucks sometimes, bro. I'm a Cloak and Dagger main, though, but still, it sucks. I can't do that. Not again. Not happening. All right. Next up, we have Gola's. She used her fruit to heal with tears. That's right. I mean, is there any other way to do it besides with the tears, though? Like, every time she kind of... And the ones that she did use that wasn't out of healing, it was temporary. It's either you crying to really heal somebody or you fake healing them. You doing delayed healing. Yeah, nah, I'm good. Loud and proud, Jeff the Land Shark main. I heard they hate Jeff. Jeff get hated all the time. I don't know what he did. Listen, y'all got it. I haven't played since before they released Angela though, so I am way behind. I know Deadpool just came out. He over there taking over. I might get back into it. I don't know. For right now, I'll just be chilling, playing RuneScape and League. You know. All right. All right. The spin fruit can interest. Now, here's the thing, right? The spin fruit. You know, we can cover that now. We can cover that because I don't really know goalless fruit like that. But let's cover the spin fruit, right? Remember, people, this is a regular degular person, right? Would a regular degular person do well with the spin fruit, right? Probably not. Real quick, would any of y'all do well with this? Me personally, I'm probably not going to do too well with the spin fruit. I'm not saying it's trash, but it's just not where it needs to be. Like, I'm not, it's not trash. It's just not good. I'm gonna put, nah, bruh. That shit just not good to me, yo. The spin fruit is just not good to me. Like I'm not doing nothing with it. Yo, listen, we all used to think it was a Paramecia because why not? You know, that's where it was at. That's all we turned, bro. Turning my head 360. I don't need to be like this. Like, nah, I'm good. I'm good off that. I'm good off that. But let's see. After Zoan, are you doing low gears or did you already do that? I did not do that yet. Low gears are gonna be done last. I might do low gears and mythical Zoans all together. We'll see. But as of right now, this is it. Right now, we're finishing up the Paramecias. Up next, we're doing the Zoans next week. The Zoans might be a two-part. We might do Zoans and then mythical zones. And then we'll get around to Logias. So, yeah. But yeah, man, we all thought Logia ate, not Logia, we all thought Luffy ate the gum fruit because it was in the song. He took a bite of gum. Gotta go, dreaming. But you know how it goes. Okay. Let's see. Gyola has the ability to turn abstract art. Like turn anyone into art. I'm gonna keep it 100. It's not that it's not useful. It's just no one cares about abstract art. So I'm gonna have to I gotta put it down in the useless area. Like, it's not a useless fruit. And if you are an artist who does primarily using abstract art, I commend you for that. You are far more talented than I am when it comes to that regards. However, the most common person is not using abstract art. It is what it is. Bruh, 4Kids, listen, that One Piece rap got me into One Piece, so I would never go back on that. All right. That thing was rocking out with me. All right, and the last one. We have Basil Hawkins. Basil Hawkins. Basil Hawkins ate the Wada Wada no Mi or the straw fruit. Part of me has difficulty differentiating between the straw fruit and what exactly his powers are. Because remember, he was also like a magician using like tarot cards and whatnot. So I'm not sure which of his abilities were his and which ones weren't. Now, here's the thing. This fruit lets him control or manipulate straw, which honestly, not that good. However, he's able to turn into a giant straw man, which once again, didn't really do anything. However, you are able to like store backup lives or emergency assets on other people in the form of like voodoo dolls or whatever. So you can pretty much make someone else the straw man argument. Essentially like, oh, it's not me, it's him. Like, what about what he did? And then boom, the damage you would have took becomes lethal over onto him instead of you. So, you know, there's always something. There's always something with this. I just don't think the average person would get too much use out of this devil fruit, but it does not make it useless, so I put it in low C tier. And I think that's it, everybody. Yeah. Now here's the thing, the voodoo part, right? And be the straw man. Would an average person be able to do that? I'm ranking the devil fruit only, just the devil fruit, solely the devil fruit. Remove the tarot aspect away from this. If we're removing, but he usually uses this in conjunction with his power, with his magic, and that's what makes it more powerful. It's not just the straw man effect, it's the devil fruit combined with his magic that made it more powerful. Imagine if the straw man can take a piece of hair of the Gorosei. That'd be great. I'd need them to have like 10 of them. Go over there, offer free cuts at Mary Joie. The whole Holy Land. Yep, listen, be the best barber in the Holy Land. Have all them stuff saved up, all them tufts, mail it off. Next thing you know, the Gorosei, random celestial dragons start dropping like flies. Mink, mink, mink. I wonder what the range is on that joint now. If you summon a meteor with Fuji fruit, how can you escape? Depends what devil fruit I have. If I have the straw man fruit, I might just brute force tank it and let someone else be the bearer of bad news. Let someone else tank that. I'm gonna physically do it, but they would also take the damage. Either that, if I could have any devil fruit on here to evade that, let's see. If the meteor's coming, I'd smack it away with the paw fruit. I smack it with the paw fruit. You could cut it up with the I said S tier fruit. You could chop it up with the op fruit. You could shatter it with the tremor fruit. Evaded. Or I could tap it one time and make it float away. Or I could cancel it with another meter. You know how that is. Why is kid an S? Because it's not kid that's an S. It's kid's devil fruit ability. The magnet fruit allows the user to create, control, and manipulate magnetic forces across all areas. This allows you to cause elevated attacks, to repel attacks, to literally fly, float, levitate, hover, however you want to do it. You can create and disrupt entire armies full of metal. You can create a ray gun along with other automatons and other creatures if you wanted to, because you could do so much more with this fruit than he did it. So he is not S tier, but his devil fruit ability is. And with that being said, everyone, we are almost an hour over my original projection. We got to talking, but that's because more and more of you guys came around. You guys stuck around. Y'all liked, y'all followed, y'all subscribed. I appreciate all that. I really do. Even though I had technical difficulties, I appreciate you guys coming back, especially you, Will. You're one of the first ones in here. Selena, I see you over here. Miss Lena Listens, the first person to join the squad. I appreciate all of you guys for stopping by. It means a lot. And once again, we'll be live again next week. Next week, we're doing the zone rankings. And this week, we're going to be dropping some life lessons in One Piece. So if One Piece taught you any lessons, be sure to be on the lookout for that, because I have several videos and maybe some skits dropping later on this week. If you guys have any questions or concerns or interested in a particular area or a topic being discussed on a live, let me know in the comment section of any of my long form videos. I'm more attentive to those than I am anywhere else. But once again, thank you everybody who stopped by the stream, who came through. We got a couple new subscribers, Bryce, Anna. I appreciate y'all falling in. We'll have a lot more to discuss. And obviously the New Year's, just started. We have a bunch of One Piece to discuss, especially with Elbaf being what it is. We'll always have more theories and stuff to debate. But let's see. I feel like if Law had better hockey, he would be one of the strongest characters if he had better hockey, because he's definitely super overpowered. He 100% would be. Or if his stamina was higher, he got to start doing some push-ups. You got to do better. But once again, thank you everyone. If you guys haven't already, lock in, follow the stream, subscribe, and stick around for the next one. Take care and have a great weekend. That was cool.